All right, everybody. And we back. Fresh off vacay. The Five Squad Boys is back. Thank you for joining us on a new episode of FIYAfilmz, where we review TV shows, movies, anything anybody requests. But right now we're doing a Marvel show called What If. But first, if you follow us on YouTube, we need you to subscribe, like, comment. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review, all that good stuff. And I have my very, very debonair co-host here, C Jizzle, live from Liberty Sizzle, aka Puff Co Poppy. What we puffing on tonight, kid?
Tonight, man, I've got a assortment of MPX melting point extracts live rosin. I've just been on a MPX kick right now. They got some great terps, man. Some great prices. They had a nice sale today, so I had to grab a few grams and floating right now, man. Like I said, they got some good products, man. I love the. It's all about the terps, man. It's all about this what if too. It's interesting.
All right. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. We have our unlicensed co-host Dre in the chat. He's always down with us every time we do some Marvel stuff or even some other stuff where we're burning down somebody's favorite TV show or movie, what we do on Bonfire. You can catch that on Wednesdays with your host, Sith Lord. Also catch a new episode of SF, the flagship show, Smoking Fire. Catch that on Sunday night. All right, let's get into the show. What's up, Petey? What's up, Zoe? What to do, kid? All right. What if just ended? What was it? Episode 9, episode 10, episode what? How many episodes
9.
was it?
It was 9.
Episode 9.
There was a
Now,
whole
before
missing
we
ass episode.
before we get into it,
Yeah.
initial thoughts of the season, as it is the first season. You know, they're gonna get renewed. They already got renewed or whatever. How do you feel about it?
It was uneven, man. It was all right. Like I said, it was fine. Like I said, I give it, a pretty. It's decent, but I think it has some issues. There are definitely some episodes I enjoyed more than others. I think there's definitely some criticism, especially with the animation itself. As someone who's just a stickler, used to do animation as a stickler for animation. I love animation, so that was really hard for me to get past. It was very janky. Like the animation was not smooth. Like I kind of like the style, and I kind of like them trying to delve into animation, but it was just like in motion. It was very clunky. It was a little rough, and it was a little distracting at times. And like I said, I think some of the stories played it a little too safe, but for the most part, it was enjoyable. I thought it was cool. Like I said, I give it like a 7.5. It was solid. I think it definitely is some lots of room for improvement, but I think it's great concept. Oh shit, I lost my co-host. Just talking to the interwebs. But yeah, that's how I really felt about What If. It was cool. Like it was a decent ride. I can't say that I didn't enjoy it, but at the same time, I think it was definitely some room for improvement beyond just the animation, but story wise as well. I think beyond the missing episode we just alluded to, which was kind of super weird at the end when they do a team up episode and then just there's just like one episode that was clearly just missing from the season. They said it's from like COVID restraints and whatnot, but see if I can get the rest of the team back on. Yeah, it was definitely cool. If you're familiar with the What If comics, the What If stories are they're all over the place. So I mean, they could be hit or miss regardless of just what your tastes are. It's kind of anthology esque, even though it all kind of came together in an overarching narrative. Let's see. Check these comments here. See, Dre's give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I think it's definitely in that realm. Yeah, 6 or 7. Yeah, definitely the wonky animation, man. I definitely feel that. Yeah, I mean the What If Ultron one was interesting. I mean, like it was cool. Like I said, it's a lot of inconsistencies. You can really highlight some of the plot holes in the MCU. I mean, a lot of people were talking about how he just kind of like yeeted Thanos immediately when he came through with 5 stones with the Ultra Vision and stuff. So they're
My
fun
bad, K. I
stories,
don't know
but
what the hell that was.
yeah, so it's like I'm just talking to myself at this point.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was. Hold on, my headphones tripping again. God damn it, headphones.
You good over there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I was just going on about just the series as a whole, going through some of the comments. I feel like a lot of people kind of agree it's kind of mid tier, good high end mid tier, but like it's definitely some improvements to the series can make, especially the animation. The animation became distractingly clunky at times, and for like I know Disney and Marvel ain't short on money, so I was like I'm not sure what the issue is with the animation, whether it's just a style thing or
How did you feel about that style of animation?
I thought the style, like art wise, was okay, and it was kind of growing on me at certain points. But in motion, it was really clunky. Like I said, it was really not smooth in any way, and that was rough to watch, especially for these action sequences and stuff like that. So it was like it was a little off putting. I was like, if this was a smoother animation, I think I would like it a little better because like I don't know, like the style of it, this the kind of cell shaded kind of look is kind of cool. Like, let's just say I was very mixed on the animation. Like, I really wanted to like it, but it never grew on me the way that I thought it would. And I think it's because like it wasn't very smooth in motion. So like it was just bothering me when things got dynamic. It felt choppy. And again, that's
Um,
that's weird for such a big budget project. Like this is Marvel Disney, so I would expect their animation to be like off the hook and not so weirdly cheap looking.
right. Dre in the chat says the animation was wonky when the characters moved from scene to scene. Some of the episodes weren't great for me. Zoe says, well, Lorenzo Finch in the chat, yo, what's good, Lorenzo? He says it was interesting to see how What If Ultron won. Dre would get said, I would give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, it's all about right. Like I said, it just depends on your taste on which episodes you like more. I've heard a lot of disagreements. A lot of the episodes I like, some people didn't like, and vice versa. Like so, like I know like my personal favorite was the Doctor Strange episode. Like I just felt like that episode actually had like some dramatic weight to it, and like had like a story that was like, okay, I could see this being like this would be a cool
Uh-huh.
alternate Doctor Strange movie of like what if he went too
Uh,
far? What if he went kind of evil? And the evil Strange came back in 2 things later, but he wasn't even really evil. He was just,
mm.
what would you do for love? If you to try to get the person you love back and things like that. I like
I
that
was
type of
I
stuff.
was thinking I was thinking what my favorite episode would be like before we started, and I was like, dog, I kind of like the Doctor Strange episode, and I think it has something to do with watching Neon Genesis Evangelion, where there's only one person left in the whole world, and he screwed everything. Like I kind of like those finality, like you fucked everything up. I like those kind of shows.
Eva has changed you. You have an
It's changed
appetite for
me.
despair now. Like
Right.
it's
I don't, you know what I'm saying? Show me the real stuff. What would happen? Like, let's see if the villain wins. Let's see what happens if the villain wins. I
That's why I
like.
like the what if stories because like you can do a throwaway story with no consequences. So you can really do a story
Mm,
of like what if, just something wild or crazy, happens. And that's what I like. So that's why I don't like when they play it safe in these what ifs and just like, what if it's a slight alteration of this movie you've already seen where it's like, nah, man, like
mm.
go all in. Like Doctor Strange ends a universe and becomes a Cthulhu monster. Like I want like go all out, dog. Like
Yeah.
so yeah, I want to see him push it. Like some of these were like a little too safe. Like I really hated the Party Thor episode. I think they were trying to lean into the Thor Ragnarok comedy for like a whole episode, and it just like didn't work for
Yeah.
me. And I was like, the jokes weren't hitting for me. So I was like, all
Yeah.
right, that felt like
Yeah.
a wasted week. I was like, this is a filler episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That I kind of, that's what I was about to say. I kind of felt like I wasted waking up early to be excited to watch that episode. I was like, damn, this is just a BS episode. Like, you know,
yeah, and even some of them, like Hank Pym kills the Avengers, kind of cool, kind of
oh
fun,
my
but like
God.
kind of was unearned at the end, where it's just like it was
I
hope.
forgot
Like
that
we didn't see
happened.
hope this whole story, so it's kind of
No.
hard to just be like, oh, it was all about yeah. There's no way you could have known that. So it's like a good mystery is like the clues are laid in front of you, and then you could put it together if you knew it, if you knew the mystery at the end. So in the second viewing, you can be like, oh, it was all there, and it
Right.
definitely wasn't all there. So it's like this is maybe it's time constraints, and I think some of the episodes missed impacts because they didn't really have true endings because they had to come back around for the whole team up in the ninth episode. So like most of the many episodes just abruptly ended, and like we
Yeah.
didn't know they were
Yeah.
going to continue. So it was just kind of like the hell, like we were just in the
Yeah.
middle of a story and then it just stops.
I did hear that originally the episodes were supposed to be 45 minutes apiece, but because of COVID and all the stuff that comes with that, we don't gotta go into that. But I heard that it was supposed to be, and we got that missing episode in the middle with Gamora and stuff, So yeah, that's what we got. 30 pop, and you try to tell a story, try to throw a whole story at you in 30 minutes, and it doesn't usually work out that well.
I mean, I like the way they try to tie it back around was cool, but it was just I don't know. It just didn't feel like I said maybe COVID and the time restrictions they had. It just didn't feel like it felt a little rushed and clunky, like as a whole,
Definitely
like the
was.
season.
Definitely was, because
like,
they tried to shoehorn Thanos killing Gamora and a Sakaar Iron Man. Like, oh yeah, I mean they just have them. They're just here.
It's like it was not a good setup. I was like, it gave it almost like they were gaslighting everyone because everyone was like, did I miss that episode?
Yeah, I'm like, hold on.
They're clearly like establishing it like we've seen this before, right? Like,
yeah.
And I'm thinking
she just showed up in the final fight, like, oh, hey.
And they mixed it in with all people we've seen before. So that's why I was like, look, we've seen this, right? Because I remember all these other people. I've seen those episodes, and then they just glossed over it like, this happened too. And it's like, wait, when did this happen? I don't remember this. But they said that's a episode we're gonna get next season, apparently.
For what?
I don't know. They said they pushed it to season 2, whatever that episode was.
Why? Okay. Time for our famous segment called CJ's plane landing sequence. How do you feel? What happened to the plane this time, CJ?
It was wobbly. I think it landed, but it was a crash landing. Like everyone
it was
lived.
a crash landing.
Everyone
How many
lived.
people survived? Okay,
we're good.
Okay. Everybody survived.
We're good. It was minor injuries, but like
minor injuries. Yeah.
It was, but you know what I'm saying. I'm down to fly again next season, but you know what I'm saying. We all made it, but it was a rough landing. It was rough. It was an uneven trip. Let's just say there was some turbulence on the flight. Like it was cool overall. We all made it, but it was some turbulence on the flight. It wasn't a perfect smooth flight.
Yeah. Okay.
It got you there though. Like it was still enjoyable TV. I was watching most of them with my mom, and it was cool. Like I said, just light, quick episodes. Like I still like the concept. Like so I'm down for a season 2 if they tighten up, polish it up. I think it could be fun.
Dre in the chat says the plane landed in the ocean.
Gotta get the flotation devices out.
It's Sully. The pilot was Sully again. It's Sully all over again. Least favorite episode, Hank Pym, huh?
Oh, least favorite for me is Party Thor, dog. Like that's by a lot. Yeah, like after that, like I didn't really like the zombies episode, really, honestly. Like the zombies episode didn't do it because it was too jokey. It was like for a zombie apocalypse, like these niggas are cracking jokes left and right. Like this show is lighthearted. Like this is like a sitcom's like, didn't all your friends and family die in this reality? Like what?
Well, I will say my least favorite would have to be the Hank Pym episode because you do all this build up for Hank Pym to be the big bad, and he crushes everybody because they killed his daughter, and his eyebrows were unacceptably angry. Like I could not get over those damn eyebrows. Like, come on, CJ. If you have a villain that's killing all the Avengers one by one, and the final reveal comes up and coming out the smoke, it's Michael Douglas. Like who? What? Come on.
No one was expecting it because it wasn't properly set up. That's why.
Exactly. Why is he the villain? It's not even Darren Cross. I mean, is that his name? The villain, the Ant-Man villain, Yellow Jacket, Darren Cross.
Yellow Jacket.
Damn, I pulled that out my ass. But yeah, Darren Cross, not even him, it's Michael Douglas and his eyebrows. Come on, man. That was my least favorite. We
Eyebrows
did
is a
all that.
separate villain.
And they kept killing Tony Stark in every damn episode. Like, come on, man. I
Except the
know
one
he's
we didn't
human.
see.
Exactly. Then y'all throw goddamn Batman at me all the time. But you see what happens to a regular human, huh?
I'm just saying that man died more times than Uncle Ben in Spider-Man media. That man was dying every episode.
Dre in the chat says the crash landing was survivable. The plane landed in the ocean. It was survivable but rough. My least favorite are a shocker, the Captain Britain episode and the Doctor Strange episode. Doctor Strange episode. He spelled die with a hyphen. Damn, you ain't like that episode? That was I guess the episode was too morbid for some people, I guess. What was it, too morbid, Dre? It was too much finality, I guess. I kind of liked it though. I like apocalypse style endings, you know, like an Attack on Titan, the rumbling and all that. I would like to see that in visual. I want to see that.
Yeah, Attack on Titan's coming back. You'll get to see it. I think it's coming back. When's it coming back? In the January, I think, or something like that.
I need to see people getting stomped out, and I need them to play Bone Crusher. I ain't never scared behind it and on like TikTok. What? Go on.
Jesus. Ava changed you, man. Like,
hey man, I'm ruthless now, man. I can't, you know. It's like the first time watching Goblin Slayer. You're like, oh, your eyes are open. Your eyes are open now. The world is different. Dre in the chat says, I don't like Doctor Strange's story in that one. It sucked.
The person that recommended Titans to me.
Oh shit.
I'm not letting you off the hook for that one, Dre. You just cracked on my favorite episode of the whole season.
Oh, everybody catch the special bonfire episode of Titans coming soon as soon as the season's over. CJ is going to drink so much vodka and just talk about it for hours. Yes. It's going to be gold, comedy gold.
It's the worst show I've ever seen.
You want to pop a Quaalude and get to it.
I have like detailed notes from like every episode. Like,
oh, he has notes.
And I'm like, people be like, why are you watching it if you hate it so much? Because like, it's going to get so low of a score. I don't want people to be like, oh, you didn't watch it and give it a chance. You just were hating. Like, no. I watched this in great detail. And it pained me. And it hurt. And it sucked. And it was...
Well, Dre in the chat says, I didn't recommend Titans. I simply stated that I liked it. I like season one. I will stand beside season one. I like season one. But after, you know, the story didn't progress, you know, in season two, and we went in different directions. Like that's kind of sorry to veer off, but it's kind of how I feel about Justice League Unlimited. You know, with the regular Justice League, you know, TV show, we got the core members, and then the next season you throw every goddamn comic book character in the show. It throws everything all out of whack, and we don't know what to grab onto because we don't know if we're gonna see any of these niggas ever again. Or it's a one-off episode. What's happening with Superman? What's happening to Batman? Oh, them niggas over there. We dealing with the Atom right now. We dealing with Miracle Man. We dealing with all these other niggas. And they get one-off episodes. We never see them again. You know?
I mean, I feel that, but like, that was the whole point of Justice League Unlimited, because we had 50 episodes with that core cast already. So like, the whole point of Unlimited was to get to know the other heroes in the DC universe, and like our core cast were supposed to be like background people, because like we already. With those core 7, like we spent literally like the first season of Justice League's like 50 episodes. Like it's a lot of episodes. Like it's like a whole long anime season, like 2 seasons.
And they did the same thing in Titans.
Yeah, I mean, Titans was just never. It seems like it was never supposed to be a Titan show. Like it just seems like it was supposed to be a Robin show. Like, and I feel like it would be better suited if it was just a Robin show, where they're just like, let's put Starfire in there for some reason, even though she's never going to really use her powers or fly or do anything Starfire like. Let's put Beast Boy in the show, even though like he's never going to do anything but turn into a tiger occasionally.
The thing, I didn't like how they waited to like, I don't know how many episodes is in season 1 of Titans, but they waited to the very last one for him to actually become Nightwing. I'm like, I feel like we could have did this a long time ago. I know they had a lot of stuff, but you talking about, I don't never want to be Robin again, but you have the Robin costume on.
Yeah, carrying
Every
that joint
time.
around with him.
Yes, you have it on. Like, why are you wearing it? You don't want to wear it. You don't want to be associated with Batman. Okay, but go find a different costume now. Like, like,
I mean, we're gonna get into the weeds, but I hate what they've done to every character in the show. There's like not one
okay.
character I think they've done a good job with. Dick Grayson, I feel like they've character assassinated nearly everyone except Beast Boy. I think his character's fine, but like they're just cheap. He still hasn't been anything other than a tiger, and he's been a tiger like twice this season. Like I've been counting. Like he haven't done anything. He's done more kung fu and investigative work than turn into a beast, and it's super cheap.
All right. Dre in the chat says, you are not about to shit on Justice League Unlimited. I did. I love Justice League Unlimited. I didn't. Nightwing After Dark, kinda. It's a softcore porn, kinda. Everyone wants to. No, I'm not going to say that live on air. Everyone wants to Dick Grayson. I get the joke. Yeah, everyone gets the dick. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's right. Your outrage of Justice League Unlimited is that's a great show,
No,
man.
I like a more focused story. Stop throwing.
That's fair. Like that's fair because you're right because it was more one off. So if you're not a fan of the Question, you're not gonna like the episodes that go around with just the Question and Huntress. If you're not a fan of what's Stars and Stripes or Stargirl and Robot Dude,
even for the same token, okay, if they show up and they get their own episode, okay, that's cool. But am I ever going to see them again? Should I get attached to them? What if I like them?
Yeah, but a lot of them did come back though at the end. It's not like there weren't very many just one off and you never saw them again. They built up another core cast of like Green Arrow, Supergirl, what's it, Stargirl, all those other people. What's his name? Shining Knight, all those random ass people, Vigilante, bunch of people that you never cared about, and those characters would recur. So like, I'm with Dre. I'm gonna defend Justice League Unlimited a little bit because like
Dre in the chat says Justice League Unlimited is greater than What If. I'm not taking a bat for What If. What If is not that good.
That Jones a million times better.
I'm not even. I almost went with garbage, but What If I would give it about a 7.1. It's standard Drake album. That's what it is. Standard Drake album. Cookie cutter, you know what I'm saying? You got your Love Jones on there, you got a little bit of rapping, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's still too safe, man. Still too safe for me. Yeah, something about it, like, especially when I'm reading like this new Marvel Dark Ages comic, which is really good, which is dystopian. Tom Taylor's just writing all the dystopian stuff right now, like anything like apocalyptic and superhero, because I think he's doing the Deceased jump too for DC, their zombie thing. And then it's like Dark Ages is basically like there's like an EMP portal that Doctor Strange opens up and it no electricity like in the Marvel universe and how like the world reacts to like it's no more power forever. What's Tony Stark gonna do? What's all these people? And like it's a good ass dystopian story. Like do some shit like that for What If. Like I want to see some really interesting What If stuff instead of like what if Iron Man 2 was a slightly different movie? Like I mean, okay, but like I've seen Iron Man 2 or what if Black Panther happened and Killmonger just won extremely easily.
So let me ask you this. Did you like, let's talk about the finale, because it was all leading up to a whole new, a team up or whatever, right? How did you feel about
the multiverse?
Yeah, that. How did you feel about that? Like, or do you want next season for them not to team up? Like, let's just do separate stories and just go on about our business. Because if we all team up, we got to have a super big bad or some shit, right?
I mean, I was cool with the team up. It was fun, but I do feel like the Watcher is extremely bad at his job because, like, there was like a 100% chance Killmonger was going to like betray the team. It's like, why did you pick him? This is the best team you picked from the multiverse, son. Like, yeah. I feel like there was a better squad. Why didn't you get like 6 of these like Doctor Stranges who near like what I'm saying? Like, you got a variation of Captain America and Black Widow or something. Like, what are we doing here?
Why?
To save the multiverse?
And then y'all got Killmonger. I mean, Black Panther. I mean, they're all basically.
You got a version of Star-Lord? You want to say?
Yeah, that too.
Multiverse?
That too. No,
I would have gotten a bunch of Captain Marvels or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you could have gotten a way more powerful team, but sure. He said he needed that exact combination of people for story reasons. Cool.
Sure. Yeah. I don't like that. I didn't like that team either. Dre in the chat says, I have a lot of X-Men comic shit to catch up on. What If wasn't What If enough for me? I actually understand what you mean by that. Most of it was predictable and safe. I agree. Marvel has so many characters at its behest. Shout out to the good word, behest. And he picked mostly plain humans. Yes.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, but Uatu, yeah, and I mean, like this whole thing is like I don't interfere. Anyone who reads like Marvel comics knows that nigga interferes all the time. That man be interfering all the time, and like so it's good they got that precedent where he's just like I'll interfere sometimes, but and him just showing up is him kind of interfering because like in the comics, a Watcher only shows up when something super world changing important is happening. So like when you see that nigga, then you know something usually bad is happening where it's like, oh shit, if the Watcher's here, then somebody's fucking up. And like that's where we're at with that. But in terms of on the X-Men comics, if anyone wants to catch up on that, they've been super uneven. We get an Inferno. I hope, like I said, we get some MCU like mutant stuff. But a lot of the books are getting canceled. They just announced like the new Wolverine book and stuff like that. Hellions is still like the best book to me. That and Sword. And New Mutants is really good. But other than that, I think a lot of the books have fallen off. X Corp is like trash.
Dre in the chat says a lot too much.
Yeah.
A lot too much. Yep. How did you feel about Super Ultron? Super Visiontron?
Yeah, Ultravision, I think is what they call him. Yeah,
Okay.
whatever. I mean, it's cool. I just like I feel like he killed Thanos a little too fast. I feel like it's like could Vision have done that the whole time in Infinity War? Because like if he could have, then I have issues. Like,
he was
with
garbage
Vision getting bodied
War.
so easily in that movie, where he's just like
he
got
was
stabbed
trash.
by Corvus Glaive, and you could have done that to Thanos. Why don't you just fucking? Why don't you do that to everyone? Like, I'm not trying to say go Dr. Manhattan on everyone, but if the Soul Stone can just like slice people in half like that, why are there any villains left? Why are there any villains left? Guys?
I just have a problem with how trash they made him in the movie. Like, they made him useless. Like, he's vibranium. How's he getting stabbed by Corvus Glaive? He's made out of vibranium. I don't understand that. How is he so trash? He getting
snuck up on? Like, that's our thing. Like, Vision is so powerful. Like, I don't understand
it.
Yeah,
I just don't understand it. Like, there should have been a more even fight in that forest if you got a Scarlet Witch, Vision, actual Hulk, actual, you know what I'm saying, Stormbreaker Thor. Like, y'all could have bodied Thor. I mean,
they had to nerf him so Thanos could get the stone. But yeah, like this What If episode opens up more questions and answers where it's like, what how strong is Vision? Like, how strong is Vision? Because like he ain't do a lot for someone who is as strong as he is in the MCU. He did a lot of babysitting Wanda and like giving people pep talks and stuff. Where it's like, aren't you like the strongest nigga out here? Like, aren't you like a super soul stone infused synthetic android dude? I don't even know what Vision is really. Super robot guy.
Hey, android. I think the proper term they use is android.
Gotta be politically correct.
Yeah, you don't want to offend any androids out there. What else happened? How do you feel about what is his name? Zola. Arnim Zola came back. How do you feel about that?
I'm just like super lukewarm on like Captain America stuff for the most part. But it was like, I mean, I'm just not one of those people just like Winter Soldier is the best movie. Like, it's good. Like, it's cool. Like Zola, it was cool. I mean, like, I think again the Watcher is not really good at his job because I don't feel like that was a really good solution to this. It was just like just put these niggas in a pocket universe and hope for the best. Like, what, and just watch it forever. Like, that's not a good solution. These niggas are still they're just gonna be fighting it out in here, waiting to get out. Like, there's no way that could go wrong. Like, that was your plan to save everything, dog. Just to put a band-aid on the situation. Like, I don't fucking know. Just put these niggas away.
Keep them in there forever.
Like, you're not good at this.
Fight Watcher. Forever. They're just fight forever. That's just what we're doing.
Yeah. So I don't know. Again, I felt like it just felt a little rushed overall as the season, but again, I have faith that they can do something better in a second season. They'll hear the complaints of the fans and hopefully right the ship, put a little bit more money in the animation, smooth that out. Because it was just distracting watching just PS3 graphics on this Marvel property.
Oh my god, let's say it's PS3 graphics, man. Somebody
paid. It was like a cutscene, at least
PS3
cutscene, but it was still like
Okay,
I was like, with
okay.
technology, you can do better.
Let's talk more on the animation perspective. Like you have experience with animation. How did you feel about this bold take on animation?
I mean, like I said, I don't. I love animation. I love taking a swing at it from this style, but it just wasn't smooth. Like I just don't think it was smooth, and I don't know. It just didn't. I thought it would grow on me as a season, but it just didn't. And every episode, it was kind of weird and off putting. Just I'm not couldn't put my finger on it style wise. Like it seemed fine, and sometimes it did look cool. I think some of the dramatic flair and comic book kind of effects they put on it look cool, but beyond that, it just was very janky. I think it just needs to be smoothed out. Like I don't know
Like,
what the budget allocations were on this thing, but I feel like they could have smoothed it out a lot. Still there?
yeah, I'm here. I don't know why I keep backing out.
Yeah. So I think they could fix the animations. I mean that's fixable. I don't like I said, I don't think the style itself was terrible, but in motion, I don't know. It just didn't work for me the way I think it could have. It felt a little cheap. Like if you look at other anthology shows like Love, Death, and Robots, and we were just
Mhm.
talking about Star Wars Visions and Off Air and stuff like that. Like that shit looks great. Like I mean, and this is with this Disney budget. I'm sorry, man. I know y'all got the money. You know what I'm saying? I know
Mhm.
you got the talent. I know you got the resources. So I was like, I don't understand how it could look a step down from those other things, like other comparable things that are out right now. Like Love, Death, and Robots, like some of those episodes look just crazy amazing in terms of animation. And this is similar,
Mhm.
and that's a higher episode count for that too. So like, I'm just saying, Disney. I know y'all can do better than that, animation wise. Like I've seen better animation, so we'll see. Again, maybe it's the COVID crunch or the rush or whatever is going on. But I
Mhm.
think they could smooth that out and make it a little better, man. Like I said, better stories, better animation, but like the concept itself, like you can do anything with what if. So
Yeah.
again, that gives it a lot of potential to be better in season two.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for what if. We have a lot of news that came out today, everybody, and recently. Firstly, we have news that Catherine Hahn will have her own spin-off show on Disney Plus. She will have her Agatha Harkness will have her own show on Disney Plus. You know, I'm kind of excited because she did a very, very good job. She got nominated by her good job that she did on the show. So I'm excited that she gets her own show now. And I don't think they're doing WandaVision season 2 because of it. I think I heard that somewhere. I mean, not because of it, but they were never doing a Wanda season, whatever. How do you feel about it?
What a time to be alive for a comic book fan, where these obscure
What a
characters are
time.
getting these like properties. We're getting like a Hit Monkey show. We're getting like a Agatha
Hey.
Harkness spinoff. We're getting all these like. Who would have thought in like 2000 when X Men and Spider Man were like the only comic things and like Blade and shit, and now like
Mhm.
we're looking at like anything's on the board now, like any side
Mhm.
obscure character. They're trying to set up Toxin in a fucking weird garbage Carnage movie that we can talk about that if you want. But
Yes, we can.
uh yeah, I'm cool. Like I said, I enjoyed Agatha Harkness. I think they could do something fun with it. Like I got to see the premise of the show. But again, I
Mhm.
mean, I'm down. Like I'm down. Like I said, Catherine Hahn was a runaway star. She stole the show,
Yeah,
WandaVision.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll be down if they can do something interesting with it.
We also we also have news or speculation. Please don't quote me on this, but we also have news that Daredevil is coming to the MCU, starting a new season, coming to Disney Plus. How do you feel?
I didn't see that anywhere like reliable. Like I did
Nah,
see the
I know what
rumors.
you got.
Yeah, like I saw the rumors everywhere where it's like Daredevil because
Hey, that's why I said don't quote me. It's just
yeah,
speculation. I don't want
because
to
the
confirm
rumor
it.
that I heard was they were going to make an Echo TV show spinning off of the Hawkeye
Yeah,
show,
yeah, I heard that too.
and they were going to use a lot of the elements from Daredevil in that Echo show. So it wasn't really going to be a
Mhm.
Daredevil season 4, but they were going to bring Matt Murdock and other elements from Daredevil into that Echo show. to set
Right.
up a Daredevil season 4, just to bring them into the MCU. Because Echo
Yeah.
is basically more of a Daredevil character than anything. I mean, Echo is a cool character too. So like I do like the character of Echo, but like, and she, like I said, she's closely associated with the Hand, Daredevil, Fisk. So that makes a lot of sense that if they're going to introduce a lot of those characters, especially Fisk and people like that, that they would do that through Echo, especially since we know we're getting Echo in the Hawkeye show. So it's like it makes sense if that's what they're gonna do. But and you know, I love that Daredevil show. So I mean, I would love them to bring back all the actors from that show and just keep that shit going in my perfect world. But we'll see. Like I said, again, we'll see what Hawkeye is hitting on first and
Yeah,
see what
Hawkeye
the
coming up.
MCU. Yeah.
I think the release date is November 24th, something like that. I think.
Yeah, it should be around for the Christmas season, holiday season, or run through Christmas at some point. So should be cool. Like I said, they're doing the Matt Fraction run, the best Hawkeye run, in my opinion. One of my favorite comic runs. Like when I first got into comics, one of the first things that I read, and it was so good. So good. So I hope they are faithful to that, as it looks like they're going to try to be, even though, like I said before, I'm not a fan of Christmas themed stuff. So, like, that is not going to be a fan of all that. But
Right.
hopefully, like I said, the series is good. I have a lot of faith in the Hawkeye series that they can stick close to the solid source material that they're working from and do a good job with it.
But what comes out before Hawkeye is Eternals. Eternals comes out November 4th, 5th, something like that.
Yeah,
You know, so
I'm
we got
excited
something to
for
work on
Eternals.
before that. Yeah.
Yeah, Eternals looks good. I think it's gonna be like a solid movie. Like the trailers look good. The cast looks phenomenal. And like, want to see something different from the MC. That's what I want. Something big in scope, ambitious, where it's like with some repercussions. Like, so I'm excited for Eternals. I'm all in for that. Definitely want to see that on the big screen.
All right. Before we leave, all right, CJ, you can shit on my favorite comic book villain. Had a new movie come out, Venom 2. I haven't watched it yet. I will, because I'm faithful to Venom, because like I said, he's my favorite comic book villain. But Jizzle has watched it, and we're going to get a first-hand account of the movie straight from Liberty City.
First, my question is, how did you feel about the first Venom as a Venom fan?
The first Venom I was firstly apprehensive, because how are they going to make a Venom movie without Spider-Man when the point of Venom is to be a copy of Spider-Man, but he does all Spider-Man. I mean, the first movie, he wasn't really doing any Spider-Man characteristic things. He was just jumping around and ripping motherfuckers' heads off. There was no blood. There wasn't any bloody things, but he did eat people. I mean, like you say all the time, you can't really make a Venom movie unbloody. You can't make a PG-13 Venom. I mean, it was cool. I do like Tom Hardy playing Venom, because Tom Hardy is a good actor. I mean, that's pretty much the only thing I could take from it. It was cool.
All right, so I'm not like a hardcore Venom comic fan, even though like I'm familiar with Venom comics and in the material. I like Venom in stories where he's like with Spider-Man and it's like involved with Spider-Man, but like I'm more familiar with like Carnage, and Carnage being Cletus Cassidy in general of a villain, Maximum Carnage, on to when he got ripped in half from the Sentry, to the more recent stuff like Absolute Carnage and the Null stuff and what they're doing.
Yeah,
so
no.
I don't like, I mean, I like Tom Hardy as an actor, but I hate his take on Eddie Brock. Like, I just don't like this. Like, he's super like annoying to me as Eddie Brock. Like, he's like a super incompetent reporter who's kind of an asshole. And it's just like he's just not super likable. And like, I like that the movie doesn't take itself super seriously. So it's like, okay, you kind of like this, the movie knows when it's like being goofy, and that's cool. Like, I'm all for like it's almost like a throwback in tone for superhero movies. Like, this shit should have came out in like the mid 2000s, and it would have fit in better with like the Raimi Spider-Man movies and shit. But like, I just don't like this. I don't know the purpose of this without Spider-Man. Again, maybe it's because I don't like this portrayal of Eddie Brock. That this movie just it really didn't have a point for me. Like I didn't enjoy this. Like Carnage.
Okay. Okay, hold on, CJ. Let's do it this way before you just burn it to shreds. What did you like about it? What did you like about it first?
I think
What did you like about it?
let's be nice.
Damn, you
I
can't
think
even think anything.
I think Carnage design wise look good. Like I think Carnage look good. Like for better than just like generic gray symbiote where Riot was the first like movie villain. It was terrible, but like I don't think I just don't think they did Carnage justice or Cletus Cassidy justice. So it's really hard for me to like. It's like you did a good job. He looks good, but like he just was not menacing like Carnage is in the comics. It's really hard to do that with a PG-13 rating and illustrate the visceral murderer in the alien symbiote axe tendril suit.
Okay.
You know, it's I know it's going to be hard to convey that in a PG-13 movie. And then I just don't like what they did with Cletus's character though. On beyond that, because the reason that in the comics that he synergizes with that symbiote, and the reason that they don't say we, he says, Carnage is I, because they're so on the same page. Like they're both on some murder. It's not like,
Yeah.
oh, this suit is going on a crazy rampage. He's like, oh, I'm with the shit. It's like let's go kill some people. Like I have nothing. He's like Joker-esque Cletus Cassidy, where it's like there's no redemption. There's no like look at Cletus Cassidy. It's like, well, maybe there's some good in it. Like, nah, dog. Like he's all about some murder and he's crazy. And that's the
So
whole
how
thing.
do you feel about Woody Harrelson's performance as Cletus Cassidy?
I feel like my beef is more with the script than with Woody Harrelson of like how they
Mm.
had, his story and how they had him portrayed. They gave him more of like a humanizing story where it's like, oh, he's got a weakness or he really cares about Shriek or whatever, his girlfriend. That's like his plot.
Okay.
Like instead of him just being like the wild murderer, doesn't give a fuck about anything. It's just more of like, but he cares about his girlfriend, but the Carnage symbiote doesn't. And that's kind of like the conflict between him with the symbiote's like, I don't give a fuck about this bitch. And he's like, no, but I love her. And it's just like, I don't like this. Like
Fuck these
Cletus
hoes.
Cassidy is such a simple, he's such a simple villain. He's like Sabretooth or he's like the Joker, like those line of villains where it's like there's no redemption. They're chaotic bad
Right.
guys.
Right. Just
He's supposed
anarchy.
to just be evil for the sake of being evil. Like instead of like, I guess trying to make him. I just don't think Cletus Cassidy is a villain that you try to make sympathetic. Like there's a ton of other villains you can try to do that with and put your own spin on it, but like that kind of defeats the whole purpose of Carnage. Like that's Carnage is there to murder, and he's there to do it in a violent way and be OD extreme about it. He is a
Right.
cult of murder. That's like the whole point of like the absolute Carnage and why he is with Null. Like when he sees Null, it's like, oh, there's a symbiote god of death. Oh, that's my shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't see that as like, oh no, this is scary. He's like, I'm this, yeah, I'm all about
He said,
this.
yeah.
Like everyone die, yeah, like that's Cletus Cassidy. So like to see him sad about his girlfriend was like, I don't like this take. And the movie's short and like I said, it doesn't take itself seriously. So I think initially I gave it like a 3 out of 10. That's a little harsh. I'm gonna bump that to like a 5.
Fuck.
It's
All
like a
right.
5.
What? Let's talk about CJ's plane landing sequence for Venom to Let There Be Carnage. Plane landing sequence.
That Jones in the Bermuda Triangle somewhere. That Jones.
Jesus, the plane got lost.
Yeah, that Jones. They looking for that Jones still. Nah.
The
Or no, or
plane.
Denzel tried to land that Joan upside down on coke
Oh
or something.
Jesus!
Like, okay.
The plane was lost in the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, not for
Everybody.
me. Again, like I said, maybe hardcore Venom fans. Maybe it's something I'm missing. Maybe I didn't read a lot of those
Mhm.
Lethal Protector comics and stuff like that. So maybe it's like Easter eggs I'm not appreciating and things like that. But like for
Mhm.
me, I've read a bunch of comic books though. Like I read more comic books than the average Joe, and probably more Venom comics than the average Joe who watches this movie. So I'm
Right.
just saying, like I didn't love it. I don't think this serves a purpose. I don't like this whole Spider-Man-less Venom, which again, I don't want to spoil it. You haven't seen it, but the post-credit scene.
I've seen it.
Okay, yeah, the implications of the post-credit scene would have you believe
Yeah, I
that
get it.
Venom will be making an appearance in Spider-Man.
Well, I did see another rumor that they are going to fold Tom Holland into the Sony universe more and actually explore Null being
Yeah,
on
yeah. I
live
saw that rumor
action.
today that they're trying to build a null verse basically, and try to build a team up between all the Spider-Man properties. But
Yeah.
um, that'd be a tall order. That'd be a tall order. I mean, that'd be cool. Like if they could pull that off, like that'd be
Yeah, that'd be cool.
because I think Null is one of the more recent big bads. It actually is very cool and very earned. Like Donny Cates did a great job of weaving that through his Thor run and through like a lot of different books, Silver Surfer Black and all that stuff to be like. And when
Right.
King and Black, when he pulled up, like it was legit. It was like, this is one of the few threats that felt like an event where it's like, I think we need all the heroes for this one. Like, I think we need everyone. Because this nigga's, yeah, he's a problem. He's like possessing celestials and like taking over galaxies. So I think that could be a really cool big bad for the MCU or the Sony verse or whatever they're trying to do there.
Sony and Sonyverse, whatever.
But we'll see. I don't like the post credit scene though. Like I like the implications of it are fun to be like, okay, Venom will finally meet Spider Man, but I have to kind of bonfire this little scene real quick because
what did you like?
Because first, like, okay, it's like super ambiguous. So like we don't know what happens. It's just like a flash of light. His hotel room changes, but then like he sees Tom. I don't think it's the most effective way. They said it was rust. The whole thing. They even admitted like we threw this together last minute. Maybe some legal stuff.
Like
maybe.
I was like, why did he lick the television screen?
Why
like,
did he lick the face of a little boy on a TV screen?
Like,
Like,
does he
Tom
want
Holland
to
is a
fuck him or eat
child
him?
in this
I don't
universe,
understand it.
and I don't think that's the best way to just to be a cool scene. To be like, he's gonna when they're writing the script, it's like he's gonna lick Tom Holland's face on the TV screen. Like, what does that even mean, bro? Like,
I was like,
this guy what? Like, what? I need more than that. That was very weird.
Like, is he like attract? I mean, I'm not even gonna say attracted. I'm not even gonna say attracted to Spider-Man. Is Venom the symbiote is that attracted to what Spider-Man is? Like, are they connected already? Like, have they met before?
Yeah, my only theory is before that he was talking about symbiotes have a hive. They have a hive memory through different dimensions. So for me, that is basically saying like all the symbiotes, maybe through the multiverse, have some sort of a hive connection. So like maybe he remembers like the Raimi Venom suit, basically. Maybe he remembers Topher Grace's Venom's experience, basically, and it's like, okay, so I know in a lot of worlds that I come from Peter Parker in most multiverses, and like that's the Peter Parker of this world. So that's how I read it. I'm just being generous because like that's all. It could be a reach, but like he was talking about kind of null stuff before that. That's when I was getting excited when he was like, I'm going to show you the history of like the symbiote hive mind, because that's null stuff where it's like, oh, we're going to see like the planet of the symbiotes and we're going to see like how they're made and stuff. But then it just goes to this MCU thing. It's like, did they change this or something? Because it was going in one direction. And he's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I didn't do this. Then there's a little boy on the screen. I'm going to lick the screen of this little boy's face and be like, this guy.
Like, could we be seeing like it'd be dope because I'm an anarchist. It'd be dope if they do like 180-degree heel turn. He's a villain now. Like that'd be dope for me, but I can't really see them being friends, especially with
some
Venom
people
wanting
have
to kill him or something.
Scrubbed through that original Spider-Man Far From or No Way Home trailer, and what people thought was the lizard in that little mirror sequence that was really dark, they've lightened that up, and it's actually looks like it's Venom. So it looks like they actually showed us Venom in that trailer, but it was like really quick and really dark. So like now that we've seen the post-credit scene, people went through it again because people assumed it was the lizard because it was kind of like a big clunky CGI bald looking nigga, like through a mirror. But like it looked like when they did the zoom in and enhance shit that these YouTube niggas do, and like it looks like they did actually slip that in that Spider-Man trailer. So it looks like all but confirmed, and Tom Hardy was spotted on the set of Spider-Man No Way Home. So it's all, it's looking all but confirmed that Venom could be one of the Sinister Six villains in that movie. So again, I don't know how they explain him being a villain because we just seen 2 movies of him being a hero. So or anti-hero at best, but still like okay. So they got some explaining to do, but could be cool. Just to finally, see him roped in and see Venom and Spider-Man properly interacting in this universe would be cool.
All right. I think that's everything. Did we cover everything, Marvel?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. I mean, I'm trying to think of anything else Marvel. Like I said, everything else, I'm gonna have to get the Chronic Comics back to going. It's just more just comic book stuff.
Hey, Chronic Comics, come catch it next week. Hosted by C Jizzle.
Yeah, got a lot to talk about. It's a lot of good comic stuff going on at Marvel and DC. Like I said, DC's got some good stuff. I really like Static comic they've got is solid. Marvel, like I said, the X-Men books have they're all over the place, but the good ones are still like excellent. So like and Inferno's happening, which is like the big X-Men book, and it's super lit. That's Jonathan Hickman's last X-Men story for now. So that should be groundbreaking. It'll be happening for the rest of the year. It's like jumbo event leading into this big Wolverine book they've announced. So again, I'm a little Wolverined out. I'm a little disappointed that the next big event is like a
Yeah,
whole
me too.
Wolverine centric story again, because I feel like every major
Yeah, me too.
thing is like House of M, Age of Ultron, like all these things are Wolverine stories. So it's like we're getting another one where Wolverine's the center of the universe and he's the most important nigga. It's got to save everybody, but it's cool. It could be cool. I like Benjamin Percy, what he's doing on Wolverine and X Force, and he has said he is trying to make this the greatest Wolverine story ever told. He's talking big. He's talking big about it. That's a big feat. So I hope he can back up the talk.
Okay. I am excited to hear about that on Chronic Comics. Catch that next week, hosted by CJ C Jizzle himself. Is that everything, brother?
Yeah, that's all I got, man. Like I said, definitely maybe talk more about Star Wars Visions next time too. Let people catch up on that. Definitely
Yeah.
can break
All
down the
right.
episodes episode by episode. I thought that was really interesting experiment. We kind of talked about this before we got on air, but I think
Right.
it's an excellent gateway not only to Star Wars if you're not into Star Wars, but anime if you're not into anime. So like if people are like really if you're a big Star Wars fan and you've never really delved into anime, I think this is like Star Wars Vision is a great starting point to get you into anime or vice versa. If you're an anime fan who's not really into Star Wars. So I think it's a great bridge, and I would love to talk about that a little bit more.
Yes, we can talk about that. We will talk about that on what is it? You want to do that on CC? Do something separate, Star Wars pod? I don't know.
Yeah. We'll figure that
We'll
out.
discuss it. Yeah, we'll discuss it.
Yeah, because we still got to do Squid Game next week. I really enjoy Squid Game.
All right, everybody. This is the last Marvel show at the moment. We will reconvene with more Marvel on what is that, November 24th, when a new episode of Hawkeye comes out. I mean, the new show of Hawkeye comes out. But what we will review next week on Wednesday with FIYAfilmz, we will review Squid Games, everybody. Next Wednesday, we will review Squid Games, everybody. The FIYAfilmz will review Squid Games. I'm going to tell you again. So catch that new episode live on YouTube or Facebook. We'll let you know. We'll drop the link and let you know how to be a part of that. But this has been FIYAfilmz. I am your host, LK the God, the D, the Mogul, the Shogun, in the O1. As you can see, I have my Fire Squad merch on my forehead so everybody can see it clearly. Yes, if you want some merch, just contact me or anybody in the Fire Squad, me, CJ, KB, Nate, Nick, anybody in the Fire Squad, any one person from the good folks at Fire Squad. Thank you. Also, catch the new Smoke and Fire episode on Sunday at 9:00. We will drop the link and let you know. Also, when you see this, like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, and leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, and say some nice stuff about us. Thank you for joining us, gang.
Gang.